Good morning, good morning, good morning. Buenos días. Buenos días, ketchup.
Hi, my name is Pauline, and in this video I'm following the Ruta Mudéjar through southern Spain, a route that passes through several villages where the legacy of Andalus is still very present. It's a route where cultures didn't disappear, but blended.
We are going to go to a little bit more of a remote place from Malaga. It's a little bit less than an hour's drive. Ketchup, you ready? You ready?
I came here not to just explore these villages, but because I found myself in between two. After losing the person I loved, I didn't fully know where to go. So I followed that road and learned something about cultures living together.
Look at this beautiful scenery. Over there we see Vélez Malaga, a lot of avocado trees, and this must be partially already Sierra Nevada, if I am not mistaken. So when you see these, you know that you're somewhere in a remote village in Spain, because that's where the mailman or the mailwoman would drop off all the letters of the village so that the villagers would come and get them right here. Because the villages here in Axarquia are often so much built into the hills, and the roads are so winding and tiny that it would take probably hours to get through all of them. So that's why the postman just leaves them there. Ketchup making friends. Village dogs. There's something just really magical about these villages. It definitely feels like traveling somewhere in time. I can just imagine here people working, living, doing their stuff. Also during, the Arab rule, it must have been just a fascinating time to be here because there was so much knowledge. An Arab fountain, can you believe it? It has been here since the 800s. That's what they say, or more. This is beautiful. Can you see all of these tiles? This all testifies that it has been done by the Arab population when they were here during the times of Al-Andalus. So the Arab population in Al-Andalus was here from around the 800s till 1492. That's when the Reconquista happened in Granada. The Reconquista of the province of Malaga happened a little bit sooner in 1487, and this is still part of the province of Malaga. After the Reconquista, the Spanish Christian kings allowed the Moorish Arab Muslim population to stay here, and some of them were allowed to live according to their customs, their faith, and also talking in their language. These people were called the Mudejar, which comes from the Arabic mudaya, which means so much as, if I am right, the ones that are allowed, the ones that are have the permit to stay. Later on, the Mudejar turned into Moriscos, means that the Spanish Christian kings made the law stricter and the rules stricter, meaning that the Mudejar and which were allowed in the first period to preserve their customs, their language, and also live their faith openly, were forced to abandon their faith and their customs. I couldn't show it in the public, couldn't speak Arabic, and that's when they started being called Los Moriscos. I don't know, I just find it a bit sad that, yeah, it had to be like homogenized in a way, that everything had to be like Christian, as when it was during the times of Andalus, Christians, Jewish and Arabs lived together very peacefully, like in so many other places in the Middle East, by the way. Used to be, no, still, I think still in some places. I'm also not the expert. I haven't been everywhere in the Middle East, but I would like to. I just find it a bit of a pity that a culture becomes flattened, because what makes it really interesting is when you have influences from, yeah, the Arab community, from the Jewish community, from the Christian community, and then they create all of these beautiful synergies, right? And they exchange their knowledge, they exchange their, yeah, the skills that they have, and that's how really growth happens, and they bond in a way. And that's also when the risk for wars is much less. And yeah, that's when my idealistic, optimistic thinking gets triggered, when I'm standing in beautiful places like this Arab fountain. I've made it to what for me is the highlight of this route. The entire Ruta Mudéjar is absolutely stunning, but this is probably one of the oldest still existing minarets in Andalusia, if not in all of Spain. It's beyond words, beyond words. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. Wow! Imagine living there. It's so beautiful. Look at this. This is stunning. Absolutely stunning. I am not sure if we can make it inside. Look at this view already. Oh, let's see. If this is open. No, it's closed. Oh. But what a beautiful village. So the Mudejar, that's how they were called after the Catholic kings of Spain, reconquered this part of southern Spain. They were allowed to keep their customs and live according to their faith, speak their language and everything, but often in exchange of a payment to the local ruler. And furthermore, as time would pass, the exchange between the Mudejar community and the Christian community would be reduced until it would be almost prohibited. This led to the fact that many of the Mudejar people would live in, yeah, rather humble conditions, and they would live in what we would call today a ghetto. And that's the part of the cities, in Spanish cities or even Portuguese cities, that's called Moreria, because that's where the Mudejar Moorish people used to live. Okay, it's time for breakfast. I'm looking for a bar to find something because it's 11 and I didn't have breakfast yet. And Google says it's nearby, just a stone's throw. But now I just see this. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? And then you just keep walking past this church and you end up with this massive panorama. Wow! How beautiful is this? Filled with olive trees, avocado trees. Somewhere over here must be La Maroma. Oh, Maroma is there. right now in southern Spain, in Andalus, isn't a coincidence either, because this part of the world is a space of in between cultures, but also a place where cultures, religions, and people mixed and entrenched and created something completely unique that you cannot find anywhere else, neither in Europe, neither in Northern Africa or Middle East, anywhere. And exactly in that way, I can relate to it. Me feeling that I'm in between stages, in between live episodes. Also, Save and I were in a stage in between. We were planning to get married, to just have a beautiful life together, to which we were so much looking forward. So much. It would have been my biggest joy. And still now, when I think about it, it fills my heart with joy. Things can get messy sometimes. It can get hard because there's no walking path. There's no direction. There's no one that tells you this is how you need to do things. And it comes at a moment where you thought that you figured everything out. Turns out you didn't. Maybe, just maybe, this feeling of not having it completely figured out, of different tensions and emotions colliding, in my case love and grief, create this stage of in-betweenness for you too. And I truly hope, and I'm sure, that the light will guide you and show you the right path.
There are a few more villages along this route, but I didn't make it to all of them. I ended up staying longer than planned, just observing, learning, and letting the place unfold. And maybe that's part of the culture here too. Things aren't rushed, they take their time. Because sometimes it's the moments you don't plan for that stay with you the most.